Welcome to the update with what I think is a Crimewatch first, an arrest within 10 minutes of an appeal. We'll tell you about that in a moment, but first, that £1 million heist near Heathrow Airport.
Yeah, let's see some sparks fly. Get the cutter.
Not the sort of job, Jill, that we expected a lot of calls from, but you've had some quite interesting ones.
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of calls telling us where the mobile phones may have gone to. What we really want is for people to call in with the names of the 5 people that were involved in the robbery. Now,
it's most unlikely that if someone's close to them, they're going to call in tonight, for obvious reasons, but they are going to be very, very tempted by that reward.
Yes, I mean, £50,000 is a lot of money, and I would hope that, you know, these people can call into Crime Stoppers anonymously and give us that information that we need.
OK, 0800 555 111. Fiona.
Now, the shooting of a club doorman in Islington, North London. Who fired 2 shots into his back? Well, we know some drunks refused entry by him at the Elbow Room Club, threatened to come back and kill him. One of them did, and there's the one who fired the shots running away. Penny Banham, you're pretty sure that these 3 people are local. What kind of information have you had on them?
Had a couple of calls giving us names for the gunman. We haven't had a lot of information regarding the other 2, so we would really like more calls regarding the identity of all 3, but in particular gunman.
And what about the revolver that was used? Have you had any information on that at all?
Haven't had any information regarding the gun itself. We've had calls that obviously support our belief that they do live within the locality. We've had information around pubs that they frequent, and also some calls around addresses, so we're looking into that.
OK, good. Penny, thanks very much. Thank you.
We've had a rather good response to the appeal about 2 men who raped an exhausted woman. She'd nodded off by a train station bench at Margate. This was in Kent, of course. We had these 2 pictures of men who'd been on CCTV at a nearby station. It seemed that they were involved. We're not absolutely sure of this, but they then, both of them, seemed to leave the Isle of Thanet in Kent where they had been living. We've had one of them spotted, it seems, about as far away as you can get, in Scotland, partly in East Lothian, but we've had another group of calls coming from Inverness. So obviously they're being chased right at the moment.
A 14-year-old girl was being sexually groomed by a suspected paedophile, but before his trial, there was a campaign of intimidation against the girl's family.
So what's this all about, then? Keep still and be quiet. Quiet!
I want to talk to you about Brian. He hasn't done anything wrong. All this trouble he's in is because of your daughter. If you don't do what we say, you won't see Emily again.
Well, Andy, a very nasty and threatening pair. And just in the last few minutes, you've had a really strong lead, haven't you?
Yes, we have. We had some quality calls tonight, Fiona. One I'm very excited about. A call has come in with 2 names of the offenders. They're 100% sure. Officers back at Worcester are researching it as we speak.
We also got some information, we didn't show in the reconstruction, but we talked in the interview about someone who rang the woman after this pair had left and threatened her all over again.
That's correct, yeah. And we've had the name of that person as well given, so again, that's very encouraging.
Excellent, thanks.
Thank you.
We think that these were dropped by a man who tried to rape a prostitute. She'd refused sex without a condom. He then really assaulted her rather badly. We're pretty sure he dropped these, and this photograph is so distinctive, surely people can help. Well, certainly they've tried. All these calls are from Crimewatch viewers. There is actually somebody in custody at the moment who is being checked out for a quite different sort of offence, but the officer concerned is fairly confident it's him. We've still got to check on that. And we've got all sorts of calls, actually, from quite a wide area, saying they're absolutely sure it's him. If you still know who he is, just give us a call anyway. Tell us who and where, please.
Yeah, we have had 1 arrest already. It's got to be a Crimewatch first. I can't tell you too much as I want to, but it was one of the CCTV jobs. The arrest was made by Portsmouth Police, and it was literally minutes after that piece went on air. Fantastic result to everyone that was involved in that. We've also had a really good response on that Clapham train assault. Remember, the guy was punched that hard that he lost most of the sight in one eye. We've had some very, very good calls, one of which, the officer, speaking to him, he's very, very excited. We've had a very good ID on that guy there, I think. Fiona.
Who killed Andrew, Rob and David McElwain? The knife attacks on them were so savage, the 19 and 20-year-olds were almost decapitated.
They were horrifically, brutally murdered. People that done this There's blood on their hands, there's blood on their clothes. They came in with it, and people know, and the people that know should say.
And Tim, the person or persons who did this are very frightening individuals, showing a level of violence bordering on the psychotic. But nonetheless, people have rung in tonight with information, haven't they?
Yes, it's been very encouraging. We've had a number of calls from members of the public, and it's potentially very significant what they've been telling us, with the possibility of a new line of inquiry being opened.
And given the level of violence that we know this person or people are capable of, it's worth reiterating, isn't it, that anyone who calls here in the studio, calls victim support, calls the incident room, will be guaranteed confidentiality?
Absolutely. Anyone who shows the courage to ring in, to ring into the police, I will guarantee that, yes.
Maxine, if you're watching, Maxine Bindi, 13-year-old, who's gone missing with her mum's 37-year-old ex-boyfriend, Alan Thomas Keegan. We know Maxine's a great Crimewatch fan. We hope she's been watching tonight. Maxine is not in trouble at all. It's just her family are desperate to get her back. So are her school friends. She's got puppies back at home. Her younger brother's really upset about it. And Alan ought to give himself up as well. He's in trouble. She is not. Both please call in. But actually, we've had 25 people ringing with sightings. There's a whole cluster around one place which is being investigated at the moment. Best still, Maxine or Alan, ring in yourselves.
Next, we show CCTV footage of a rapist who took his victim from Brighton to Crawley in a silver Saab. Now, over a dozen people have suggested the same nickname for this man. Perhaps you can tell us exactly what his name is and where he is. Next up, we showed a photograph of Deacon Walker, South London distraction burglar. Preys on the elderly. One thing we didn't mention was that he has a serious skin complaint. Perhaps that might help you tell us where he is.
Just 9 calls on the next one, but we may have something. We'll see. It's the armed robbery in Horsham, West Sussex, where a very lucky jeweller was saved from a bullet by his mobile phone.
Call the police.
Astonishing courage of him on a chase, because he'd already been shot at once. Now tell us what's the most interesting thing you've got. I know some people have offered names and things, but what's the most interesting thing?
Well, the most interesting is that there's actually somebody in custody for a separate offence at the moment. He actually matches the description of the robber, and he's got some items in his possession which are of significant interest to our investigation.
You're being very careful about this. He's got some items on him that might be interesting to you. How quickly are you going to get to see him?
Well, hopefully very quickly. You know, we should be able to identify where he is in custody and actually move quite quickly on that one.
Well, we hope to be able to tell you more about that next month. You can find all about tonight's cases on our website, which is bbc.co.uk/crime. And if you've been a victim of crime, you'd like to talk to somebody, call Victim Support Line. That's on 0845 30 30 900.
We've had some tremendous calls in so far. Keep them coming. Crimewatch is back on Tuesday, the 13th of December. From the team and from all the investigating officers here, thanks for all your calls. You can see already they do make a difference.
From us, join us next month, but till then, don't have nightmares, do sleep well. Good night.
Good night.